Hello, hello! Welcome back to VBS Event Summaries. We're back to VBS already. It doesn't feel like it's been that long, but I can't lie, I've totally missed them. Nobody does it like VBS does. And who better to bring back the energy than the one, the only Shiraishi and her 6th focus event, Competitive Fire. Seems like VBS always has some sort of fire theme going on, doesn't it? Anyway, the event ran on the JP server from July 31st through August 6th, 2025. If you're watching this video when it comes out, the event is currently ongoing on every other server. The commission song is Accelerate. Not a bad song, but obviously it can't beat Rekka. It's gonna take a lot to beat Rekka. Enough preamble from me, let's get this story started. It's already time for VBS to head back to Japan, if you can believe it. I mean, it's been 7 months in real life time since they flew over, but only a few days in-game. Before they head back home, though, there's enough time for a nice meal with Ken. And Taiga, I guess. Oh, and Cedric and Slade will be joining them as well, but they're running a bit late. Something about running into an acquaintance? VBS passes the time by talking with Ken and Taiga about their decision to enter Rush Beats. Those travel costs are going to stack up quickly, and that's not to mention the time commitment that will come with an intense competition and the overseas location. Ken is just about to give them some advice when Cedric and Slade show up with their old friends in tow, who just so happen to be Rebecca and Elena. Remember them? Good, because I can't fit all these NPCs on screen, so I'm just going to pick my favorites and the rest will be relegated to text bubbles. Just use your imagination. At the restaurant, Rebecca and Cedric take the liberty of explaining Rush Beats in more detail for VBS. It's a long-standing volunteer event that's been getting bigger and bigger over the years, and this most recent year, they landed themselves a big-name corporate sponsor. That's why winning Rush Beats is so important for street musicians. It's basically made by the community for the community. But since the event has gotten so huge, most teams fall out in the preliminary rounds. Only the top 8 teams advance to the actual tournament. As for rules, it's the same as any venue on Vivid Street. Whoever gets the crowd riled up the most is the winner. The Americans laugh at VBS's confidence, but their competitiveness is easy to see. Ken and Taiga drop the kids back off at the hotel before heading off to talk with a record label, so that means the rest of their final day in America is relegated to Elena's special tour of Manhattan. She takes them around to various music-related sightseeing destinations, along with her local favorites. While exploring, Ann realizes that she hasn't heard Embers or Illy sing with their full power, as she puts it. She's never heard Cedric sing, and Elena and Rebecca were just having some fun the other day on the street. She wants to gauge the competition, so to speak. She brings up this sentiment to the group, and Slade mentions an open mic event at a live house not too far away, so they all head over there to sing a little. Apparently, open mics aren't really a thing in Japan, so the members of VBS are extra excited. Oh, and Luca is listening in on this one. Hey, Luca. Everyone gets all signed up at the venue. While they wait for their turn, Ann wanders off toward the concession stand and nearly bumps into this really tall guy. She starts to apologize, but is stunned by his crystal clear voice and stutters out some broken English, right as Elena shoulders her way into the conversation and puts herself between this man and Ann. Rebecca is soon to follow, and they both tell Ann to stay away from this man. The rest of their little gang quickly follows the commotion, and as soon as Cedric and Slade arrive, recognition flashes over their faces. Douglas, otherwise known as DG, is a famous street musician on this side of the Pacific. He's a solo artist and has risen to fame all on his own, and is now a huge name in the American music industry. He is also Elena and Rebecca's father. It's clear that the girls want nothing to do with him, but Douglas remains effortlessly humble and nonchalant in the face of such scrutiny. Cedric and Slade, too, are cautiously in awe of who's standing before them. The tension is so thick you could cut it with a knife, so Douglas takes that as his cue to leave. Before anyone can truly comment on what the hell that was, Embers are called to the stage. Everyone decides to shift their focus to singing for now. That weird guy can be a topic for later. The whole reason they're here is to sing anyway, so they need to bring their best to the stage. I'm not going to go over the open mic session they have, but I do want to highlight one thing that VBS takes away from Rebecca and Elena's performance. Aside from the usual, wow, they're so cool, it's like they're lighting a fire in everyone's hearts type of thing, both Toya and Ann comment that the way the girls sing is so angry. Ann can feel it just in their music and tone of voice. She doesn't even need to understand the lyrics. Based on the interaction with Douglas earlier, Ann is starting to connect some of the dots. Ann brings it up again after they head over to the park to get something to eat. She's right on the money with her assumption that Douglas threw his daughters for a loop simply by showing up. And it seems like Cedric and Slade know some things too. Suddenly, the topic leans towards Rush Beats, and VBS stares at the Americans confused, until Rebecca admits that their father is the corporate sponsor of Rush Beats. I did mention that earlier, but despite being mostly independent, Douglas does have his own extremely well-known music company. It would be a bit of a problem if Elena and Rebecca entered Rush Beats, because people might start to suspect internal corruption and favoritism, but they ask VBS to hear them out. Actually, the Illy story is very similar to a certain other blue-haired musician in the crowd. That being Toya, of course. Except the Illys didn't switch genres like Toya did. Douglas raised his girls to be products. Everything they did was to make them more famous, more well-liked in the street music scene. As such, the girls just kept their heads down, sang, and did what their father asked, without any sort of emotions behind it. That's when Ratter showed up and changed everything. They met by chance, but like Ratter does, they quickly took the girls under their wing, and the two of them, plus the two boys, kinda grew up as musicians together, like their own version of VBS, just a little bit more separated. Rebecca and Elena eventually told their dad that they didn't want anything to do with him anymore, and he just let them go. Even now, he's still weirdly chill about it. Even the girls don't know why. An relates the Illy story to her own. It's not exactly the same, but she can understand where they're coming from. VBS promises to back Elena and Rebecca and to even shut down bad rumors if they have to. From here on out, they're officially rivals, but that doesn't mean they can't look out for each other. VBS's American foils even come to see them off at the airport the next day. They need to figure out the logistics for a lot of things, but one thing is for certain. They'll be back, and VBS will take the title as winner of Rush Beats. A nice and quick event for today. As always, I do condense things as much as possible, but the individual event chapters for this one were much shorter than usual. Kinda sad that On's 6th focus was mostly relegated to NPC development, but I do think it'll be necessary for some payoff later. Oh, and allow me to complain about the fact that all 4 of these kids Ratter mentored somehow speak perfect Japanese. Talk about convenient. It would have been fun if they got some actual bilingual voice actors so that they could actually speak English when they're supposed to, but I guess I can't expect too much. Put me in, coach, I'm ready. Alrighty, next up on the VBS event list is actually the game's 5th anniversary event, and it belongs to the one and only On Shiraishi. Rejoice, On fans, more On content for us! It'll be a few more months before it's time for the anniversary though, so I hope you'll look forward to that. I'll see you then.